Hello, everyone. This is Josh, aka ThymeFraym, and I want to thank you all for being here. We're going to have a little bit of update on the channel that I'm not going to be scripting, so I do ask you to stick around and work with me on this because it's going to be a little bit weird. Now, if you were not aware, back in February, I had to take a sudden hiatus from both YouTube and from Twitch because of some things that were going on in my life. To make a long story short, my roommates at the time had a wonderful opportunity to purchase a new house. There was a sudden drop in the interest rates, and they took advantage of it. Can't say that I blame them. Unfortunately, that does mean that they were not able to afford a place that could also accommodate me, which, again, unfortunate, but this is how things happen. The problem with that is that meant I found out in early February that I would need to find a new place to live by end of April. So not much time. Things happened. I started having panic attacks. I started having a lot of mental health concerns go on, and I decided I needed to reduce my stress to make sure that one, I didn't have any negative impact on my personal health and personal well-being, and also make sure that didn't impact my job because, well, frankly, I still need to pay for both the roof over my head and internet access to stream to y'all. So I set everything to this aside. Obviously, I have found a place to live. I am in a new place. It's a bit of a smaller to do, but I'm making do. That said, obviously some things are going to have to change. For one, no more green screen. As you can see behind, you're seeing my bed. I am no longer in a sitting room. I no longer have a sitting room. And for privacy purposes, of course, I have to have my work computer, which is on the same desk as my streaming computer. I have to have it private. So everything is in this little 10 by 12-foot room now, as opposed to the much larger getup that I had before, which is fine. I'm adjusting, but that means I can reach back and touch the I can touch the bed, and this is no room. So whether for the big curtain green screen that I used at the beginning, or for the smaller one that attached to the back of my seat here, both of them are just too hefty and large for me to use while I'm streaming. So I decided, okay, you guys are just gonna have to see my messy bed behind me. I'll try to keep it as presentable as possible, but that's part of the reality of what I'm doing right now. I thank y'all for sticking around with me though while we do it. But that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna stream. That just means I have to change things up a little bit. So again, this will be the background for a while here. And it's taking some getting used to, but we're going to get things started soon. In fact, actually, the first thing I want to announce here is that I will be returning to streaming as of Monday of next week. 1 week from today, on May the 1st, we will be streaming from 7:30 p.m. until 10 p.m. Pacific, and we're going to get things started again. We're going to return to our Monday and Wednesday 7:30 to 10 p.m. Pacific time slots for streaming, and that should all be fun. That being said, because of the break, I have decided I am not going to continue streaming both Mind Scanners or Cult of the Lamb because, well, it's just been a bit of a break and I want to start fresh. I've got two games that I think are going to be fun and hopefully will give us a little bit of a lift as a channel, since we're going to be struggling to be found organically. But first of all, Mondays are going to become my Final Fantasy 1 through 6 marathon night. Yes, I'm going to be playing through the entire Pixel Remaster series, so that should be a bit of a blast. I've only played one part of 2, 4, and 6, I believe, of that series, so a lot of it's going to be new to me. Obviously, the first one will probably just burn right through because I've played that several times. But the other ones will be a lot of rediscovery for me, so that should be fun. Then on Wednesdays, we're going to be doing that'll be my whatever night, the either one shots or the shorter games that I'm planning to play. What we're going to be doing to start out is going to be Shadows of Doubt, which is a new game that just released today on Steam. Today is the 24th, on early access, called Shadows of Doubt. It's kind of a noir murder mystery with a little bit of what might be a cyberpunk-ish flair. Kind of an interesting voxel sort of look to the art style as well. So it looks like it should be a bit of fun. It may also be buggy as heck. I don't know. We'll be finding that out together. Of course, that does mean that we're not going to be continuing Celasta Crown of the Magister because, well, one of the things to help keep me sane and keep me connected to people because I lost my weekly connection to y'all is I continued multiplayer night offline. Well, not offline, but you know what I mean. With Cap and Raz and Nathan, just to help me have that interaction with people while I was struggling to find a place to live and get everything packed and get everything moved. So thank you to them, by the way. But we're not going to be continuing multiplayer night for the time being. May come back at some point, but we'll be continuing to play that game off stream later. I will also note that I'm hoping the following week to have the YouTube recordings start back up. I do still have some VODs that I have not completed editing. Cult of the Lamb episode 16 through 21 still need to go up. Mind Scanners episode 4 through 6 still need to go up. We'll not be continuing the Celasta VODs because, again, we've had too much playthrough that just has not been recorded. And so we're just going to leave it where it lies. It's a fun game. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. But just didn't really want to have to deal with the recording while dealing with all the other stressors going on there. So that's what's happening with that. I will be continuing Cult of the Lamb and Mind Scanners offline. Those are going to become my offline recordings for the time being. So you can look for those on the YouTube side of things soon. Now, the last thing I want to note here, and I appreciate y'all for sticking around with me, is obviously some things have changed in the 2 months since I last streamed, specifically in the social media side of things. I mean, I do have my Facebook account, but that really hasn't had much reach. I have the Tumblr account, also not much reach. I am looking at a couple other social media platforms, but Twitter, which was my primary source of organic reach, as we all know, starting in January, Twitter started to change. Recently, it's been announced that on Twitter, if you're not a blue check, then you are going to be almost impossible to find organically. You're not going to be recommended until way, way later down the scroll, if not at all. If blue checks decide that they don't like you and enough blue checks block you, you're going to get suppressed. And so, namely, from a creator side of things, even someone like myself who tries to stay as inoffensive as possible, because I am not a blue check boy, there is a high possibility that I'm going to see some negative returns on that side. So, especially considering now the API has been killed, so you can't even use automation to schedule tweets anymore, or at least not reliably. So, I need you folks to help me out. If you like what I do, I know I say it all the time, and I know it's a pain in the butt to follow a creator on multiple channels, especially if you watch and stream. It's hard to convince you to go back and watch the VODs later on, and I understand that. But if you could help me out, if you like a particular series, or if there was a portion of a VOD that you really enjoyed, share those. Clip during the streams so I can share those out. Share on social media, share on your own Twitter, share on your Facebook, your Tumblr, whatever media channels you're on. Help me out, get more people so we can have more people get here and enjoy the streams with us. There's more changes on the way. I'm going to try to clean up some of the blurb stuff and make it a little bit simpler. Other things, once my life gets to a more stable standard, we'll probably try to find some additional ways to interact with y'all while I'm playing the games. But again, I appreciate having you folks around, and I appreciate having you folks here with me. I hope that you enjoy what's coming, that we get back to having fun while we stream, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the future. But until I see you Monday, game on, lovelies.